Welcome to our journey through Ireland's most haunted cemeteries, where the line between the living and the dead is dangerously thin. Join us as we uncover the chilling legends and eerie occurrences tied to these ancient burial grounds. Prepare yourself. These places are not just haunted by history, but by restless spirits yearning to be heard. First, Glasnevin Cemetery, Dublin. Nestled in the heart of Dublin, Glasnevin Cemetery is no ordinary burial ground. Beneath its sprawling, weathered tombstones lie the remains of over 1.5 million souls, their stories etched into Ireland's turbulent history. By day, the cemetery hums with an eerie calm, but when night falls, it transforms into a realm of shadows. Visitors have reported faint whispers echoing through the air, as if the departed are trying to speak. Others claim to have seen shadowy figures drifting between the gravestones, vanishing into the mist before they can be approached. But perhaps the most chilling tale is that of the lonely widow. Legend has it she roams the grounds in a black veil, searching for her lost husband, her soft sobs carried by the wind. Her figure is said to appear near O'Connell Tower, disappearing as soon as you step closer. Even the bravest who wander here at night often leave with the distinct feeling they're being watched, though no one is ever there. Glasnevin Cemetery is more than a resting place. It's a haunting reminder that the past may never truly rest. Second Street, Kevin's Graveyard, Dublin. Hidden in the heart of Dublin, St. Kevin's Graveyard is a forgotten relic of the city's dark past. Its crumbling headstones and ivy-clad walls exude an unsettling silence, as if the spirits buried here are holding their breath. Locals speak of strange occurrences, cold drafts brushing against their skin, faint footsteps on gravel paths, and the unmistakable sensation of being watched. The most infamous tale is that of the weeping priest. According to legend, a clergyman buried here betrayed his vows and now roams the grounds, his hollow eyes filled with regret. Witnesses describe a gaunt figure dressed in tattered robes, kneeling by a nameless grave as an invisible force seems to pull him into the earth. Those who dare to linger after sunset claim to hear soft prayers morph into anguished cries that fade into the night. Few dare to visit St. Kevin's after dark, for the air feels heavy with sorrow, as though the graves themselves are alive, whispering the sins of the long dead. It's a place where time stands still, and the boundary between the living and the dead becomes hauntingly thin. Third, Kilmallock Graveyard, County Limerick. In the quiet town of Kilmallock lies a graveyard cloaked in centuries of mystery and fear. The ancient stones, worn smooth by time, stand as silent witnesses to countless untold stories. By day, the site feels peaceful, almost serene. But as dusk falls, an unshakable sense of dread takes hold, as though unseen eyes are watching from the shadows. The most chilling legend here is that of the Phantom Watcher. Locals claim to have seen a spectral figure, tall and shrouded in a tattered cloak, wandering among the graves. His hollow gaze pierces the soul of anyone who dares to meet it, leaving an unrelenting chill in its wake. Visitors report hearing soft, disembodied whispers that seem to circle them, growing louder with every step toward the cemetery's heart. Some believe the figure is the restless spirit of a gravedigger, cursed to guard the dead for eternity after disturbing their eternal rest. Others say his presence is a warning, urging the living to leave before they, too, are claimed by the darkness. In Kilmallock Graveyard, the veil between this world and the next feels perilously thin, and stepping too close may mean never returning. 4. Killakee Graveyard, County Dublin. Perched on the edge of the dark, dense woods near the infamous Hellfire Club, Killakee Graveyard is a place where fear seems to linger in the air. The site is eerily quiet, yet visitors often speak of feeling an oppressive presence, as if unseen eyes are watching from the shadows. The crumbling gravestones, some dating back centuries, are cloaked in moss and decay, giving the graveyard an almost otherworldly aura. The most chilling legend tied to Killakee is that of the Black Cat Ghost. This spectral feline, said to be the result of ancient rituals performed by Hellfire Club members, has terrified those brave enough to visit after nightfall. Glowing red eyes are often spotted moving silently through the darkness, followed by a deep guttural growl that freezes blood in the veins. Some claim to hear whispers in an unknown tongue echoing from the surrounding forest, while others report sudden drops in temperature and the feeling of icy hands brushing their skin. Killakee Graveyard is not just a resting place, it is a gateway to something far more sinister, where the echoes of dark deeds refuse to fade. 5 Ballyheigue Graveyard, County Kerry. Perched on a windswept hill overlooking the sea, Ballyheigue Graveyard carries an ominous beauty that masks the darkness within. The salt-laden air whispers through the jagged tombstones, carrying stories of those who never found peace. As night falls, the graveyard becomes a realm of haunting silence, broken only by the crash of distant waves and the occasional low, mournful wail. Locals speak of the Wraith of the Sea, a spectral woman said to emerge from the ocean mist. Her pale, translucent figure drifts among the graves, her hollow eyes scanning the headstones as if searching for someone or something. Witnesses claim her presence is preceded by an unnatural chill that seeps into the bones, followed by the faint scent of seaweed. Some who have encountered her tell of her anguished cries echoing through the darkness, growing louder until they're almost unbearable. Others swear they've seen her beckoning toward the cliff's edge, luring the unsuspecting into the abyss. Ballyheigue Graveyard is more than a resting place. It's a doorway to the unknown, where the living tread carefully, lest they disturb the tormented spirits of the past. 6. Abbey of the Holy Cross Graveyard, County Tipperary. Nestled in the shadow of the Abbey of the Holy Cross, this ancient graveyard is steeped in both history and dread. The Abbey itself, once a place of devotion and sanctuary, now stands as a haunting silhouette against the night sky. The gravestones, many cracked and leaning, seem to whisper secrets of the souls buried beneath. Locals tell of a ghostly figure known as the Pale Monk who roams the grounds. His face is hidden beneath a hood, but his sorrowful chants echo through the air, sending chills down the spines of those who hear them. Some claim the monk appears near the ruins of the abbey, standing motionless as though guarding a terrible secret. Others report a strange mist that rolls in without warning, engulfing the graveyard and muffling all sound, as if the world itself is holding its breath. Visitors have felt unseen hands tug at their clothing and heard faint cries carried on the wind. They say the Abbey of the Holy Cross Graveyard is a place where the sacred and the sinister collide, and those who venture too close may find themselves lost in the shadows of its tragic past. 7. Churchtown Graveyard, County Cork. Shrouded in dense mist and surrounded by ancient oak trees, Churchtown Graveyard exudes an unsettling aura that grips anyone who steps within its boundaries. The weathered gravestones, some leaning precariously, seem to whisper secrets of a forgotten time. By day, the graveyard is silent, but as night falls, the air grows heavy, and an unnatural stillness takes hold. The most chilling tale here is that of the guardian spirit. Witnesses describe a shadowy figure, cloaked and faceless, standing vigil at the graveyard's entrance. Its presence is said to ward off intruders, but not out of kindness. Those who approach feel an overwhelming sense of dread, their legs rooted to the ground as if the earth itself holds them in place. Locals warn against visiting during the witching hour, when strange lights dance among the graves, and soft, echoing footsteps seem to follow you, no matter where you turn. Some have even claimed to hear a low, guttural voice muttering indecipherable words, as if calling out from another realm. Churchtown Graveyard is not merely a burial ground. It's a place where the living are trespassers and the dead ensure their dominance remains unchallenged. 8 de Straat, Michan's Church and Crypt, Dublin. Beneath the unassuming exterior of St. Michan's Church lies a world of chilling mystery and darkness. The crypts below this 12th century church are home to mummified remains, their leathery skin and skeletal forms preserved by the dry air. Walking through the narrow, dimly lit tunnels, visitors often feel an overwhelming sense of unease, as if they're trespassing in a realm meant only for the dead. But it's not just the eerie mummies that haunt this place. Many report hearing faint whispers echoing through the crypts, though no one else is there. Some claim to have seen fleeting shadows dancing along the walls, and others describe the sensation of icy fingers brushing against their skin. One particularly spine-chilling tale speaks of the restless crusader, a tall figure said to roam the crypts at night, his skeletal hand clutching a sword as he guards the graves. Those who have encountered him report an unrelenting sense of dread that follows them long after they leave. St. Michan's is not just a burial site. It's a portal to a world where the past refuses to stay buried, and the line between the living and the dead blurs with every passing moment. 9. Donore Graveyard, County Lowie. In the heart of County Lowie lies Donore Graveyard, a place where the air is thick with whispers from the past. The ancient stones, weathered by time and covered in ivy, stand as silent witnesses to the countless souls who rest beneath them. As the sun dips below the horizon, the graveyard transforms into a realm of shadows, where every rustling leaf and creaking branch seems to carry a ghostly message. Locals speak of the gravedigger's curse, a restless spirit said to walk the grounds at night. The legend tells of a gravedigger who once disturbed a sacred grave, and in return, his soul was condemned to forever wander the graveyard, his shovel scraping the earth with each step. Some who have ventured into the graveyard after dark report hearing the unmistakable sound of digging, even though the ground is untouched. Others claim to see the faint outline of a man, his face hidden in shadow, his hand clutching a rusted shovel. Donore Graveyard is not just a place for the dead. It's a domain where the living dare not linger, for fear of awakening the spirits that slumber beneath its soil. It is a chilling reminder that the dead are never truly at rest. 10th, Conwal Cemetery, County Donegal. Tucked away in the remote hills of County Donegal, Conwal Cemetery is a place where the living dare not linger after the sun sets. The graveyard, surrounded by dense trees and shrouded in a constant mist, exudes an eerie, unnatural stillness. Its ancient tombstones, some half hidden by creeping vines, tell tales of a forgotten past. But there's something more hidden beneath the earth, something restless, waiting. Locals whisper about the Watcher of the Mist, a ghostly figure said to materialize among the graves. Described as a tall silhouette with hollow eyes, it moves silently through the fog, its gaze following anyone who dares to wander too close. Those who have encountered the Watcher speak of an overwhelming sense of dread, as if being pulled toward the depths of the cemetery, where the earth seems to pulse with life of its own. As midnight strikes, the air grows heavy with the scent of decay, and disembodied voices seem to echo from the graves. It's said that those who listen too closely may hear the long dead whispering, beckoning them into the mists. Conwal Cemetery is a place where the boundary between this world and the next dissolves, and stepping too far into the fog may mean never returning. Thank you for exploring these haunted Irish cemeteries with us. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, there's no denying the chilling atmosphere that surrounds these places. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spine-tingling tales from around the world. Until next time, stay safe and keep your eyes open, for you never know what might be watching you.